In the Bitcoin market, people are now making one crucial error. And in this video, I want to explain what that crucial error is and why it is currently so common in the sector. I want to discuss something in this video that I believe will cause a lot of trouble for many people. Additionally, you will want to make sure that you avoid this because the largest wealth transfer in history is about to take place. As always, this channel really appreciates your support. We appreciate everyone who takes the time to subscribe to the channel and like these videos. These two easy things are a huge assistance to me. Additionally, if you know of a reliable source for purchasing XRP, be sure to check out my preferred exchange upload, which is mentioned in the video's description. Having stated that, let's get started, and I hope the content is enjoyable to all of you. As I mentioned in the introduction, I believe that many individuals are currently sliding into a trap that should be avoided at all costs. At the end of this video, we will discuss what to do if you have already fallen into this trap. However, this is something you should definitely be keeping an eye on. As I mentioned in the introduction, we are currently in a time where wealth is truly transforming, and I believe that the cryptocurrency industry will be a major area where a lot of that value rolls into. We are witnessing the entire disruption of an incredibly antiquated legacy industry for the first time in history. And that's with the banking industry getting new rails. In this sector, this has led to a great deal of excitement, conjecture, and regrettably, froth. One of the most obvious things about the cryptocurrency sector, in my opinion, is that people want to tie cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology to every issue that has ever arisen in history. However, that doesn't seem to make any sense to me. We are still in the early stages of this technology if you look at the Bitcoin market today. I frequently draw comparisons to the internet's 1996 to 2000 heyday. Global regulation was recently implemented. We recently entered a phase where businesses were beginning to use this technology, but many of the game-changing applications had not yet materialized. The majority of people were still attempting to comprehend the precise applications of this technology. At the moment, I see a lot of individuals attempting to delve deeply into the cryptocurrency space and select as many distinct winners as they can. However, if you go back to the internet's early years in the 2000s, this would have been a grave error. In the internet era of the 2000s, the majority of businesses failed to survive. This is due to the fact that only a few major players were constructing long-lasting, useful infrastructure that would have a significant influence on society at large. I believe that the current state of the Bitcoin business is rather similar, with a few obvious market winners and numerous other projects with fantastic concepts that are unlikely to succeed. Though it lacks a purpose, a lot of the stuff I see in the Bitcoin sector is incredibly intriguing. The token has no justification for existing. Perhaps a blockchain isn't even necessary in general. The goal is to address any issue they can think of and cover it with a blockchain and cryptocurrency. This is a lot of what you saw in the early days of the internet. This does not necessarily imply that these endeavors are bad, deceptive, or unfeasible. It just indicates that many of these concepts are really difficult to turn into something that will be successful in the long run. And at the moment, this is a common occurrence in this industry. In a well-known statement, 𝗙𝗶𝗆 predicts that 99% of tokens will disappear. Furthermore, I believe that 99% of these tokens won't actually succeed, even though I don't think they will certainly vanish. Simply put, they are far too early in their attempt to address the issue they want to tackle. Additionally, there will likely be a far better way to address these issues in 5, 10, or 15 years, at which point a blockchain or cryptocurrency may not even be necessary. I know what you're thinking. What does this mean for something like XRP? I believe that XRP is one of the few digital assets available that is truly positioned to address a need that is so clear-cut. XRP's moniker is clearly seen when it comes to the primary issue that blockchain technology and cryptocurrency were designed to address. Moving money is the main focus. It all comes down to completing business. It all comes down to liquidity. These are a few of the most significant issues with the conventional financial system that cryptocurrencies primarily address. A cryptocurrency's primary function is to transfer value between locations. It can't get much clearer than that. Indeed, blockchains offer many unique features that can be tailored to do a wide range of amazing tasks. However, all of that raises the question of whether you really need the cryptocurrency there. XRP is considerably distinct from the rest of the market in this regard. The XRP ledger is situated in a special location where XRP serves as liquidity for the network as a whole, and the network is designed to promote platform usefulness and use. The XRP token is essential to the operation and the capacity of the XRP ledger to serve its entire intended use case, since it provides the digital asset XRP with a piece of core utility in the XRP ledger network. It functions essentially as a decentralized clearinghouse for all of the value in the globe. The majority of other projects like this feature. They have a notion, they are tackling an issue. They're attempting to define the chain's usefulness, but it deviates so much from the true purpose of cryptocurrencies that it becomes something you may not even fully comprehend how it will be utilized in the future. This accounts for a significant portion of the dot-com bubble that we witnessed. There were many really creative, specialized, and intriguing concepts, but simply putting the word internet on anything and creating a website didn't turn it into a finished product. It was only a concept that didn't address a significant issue. Ripple is one feature of the XRP ledger that sets it apart from the remainder. Working with these businesses, Ripple is determining their needs, identifying their issue sets, and determining how the XRP ledger may be utilized to solve them. These solutions are incredibly sticky. These enable blockchain technology to produce the spiderweb effect that begins entwining itself with various tech and financial organizations, networks, and other people worldwide. By combining all of these many forms of value and resolving practical issues, you may build a network of value and eventually an internet of value. Additionally, there is a cryptocurrency that serves a real function in the development of this network. The power of this is immense and cannot be emphasized enough. Google, Amazon, Apple, and a few other businesses essentially had a working product that would be beneficial to society as a whole as we emerged from the internet bubble. Something quite similar, in my opinion, will occur in the cryptocurrency asset class. Furthermore, the majority of smaller ventures with little funding are unlikely to succeed. They are going to be the biggest participants in the market, with the most support, the most capital, and the most advantages. These ventures will be the ones that keep winning well into the future. Additionally, since there won't be any new assets coming up in the next 10 to 15 years, you don't necessarily need to plant your flag in every asset you choose to buy right now. It's likely that many of the most prosperous cryptocurrency initiatives haven't even been developed yet. Similar to how many of the dominant businesses of the internet era did not emerge from the dot bubble, later, they emerged. It's crucial to realize that you should look for initiatives of the highest caliber with the best success rates. And in my view, XRP is Ripple's name written all over that. Since I am aware that 99% of those flags are unlikely to survive the next 5 to 10 years, I am not attempting to plant 1,000 distinct flags everywhere. It would probably be better for me to choose the best winners, the ones with the best chance of succeeding, and then take the money made from them and give it to the new players who have watched the market change, have a better idea of what will be required, have a better route to success with technological advancements, and have a better idea of the purposes of this asset class. These are the initiatives that will essentially benefit indirectly from this boom. This is not to imply that any of the early builders will not have an advantage. Of course they will. However, the top players will also have the highest amounts of capital. The ones with the greatest integrations, the biggest